Tim Sheens on contract extensions. As exclusively revealed by the Mail last night, the 32-year-old has signed a deal with immediate effect until the end of the 2018 campaign, subject to receiving the necessary clearance and paperwork. After being made aware of Carney's availability, Sheens and the Robins have worked tirelessly behind the scenes over the last 5 days to confirm the deal, which sees the pivot leave NRL feeder side Northern Pride. The often controversial figure will add insurance to KR's halfbacks, and will work closely alongside Danny McGuire and Chris Atkin for the remainder of the campaign. Confirming the deal this morning, Coach Sheens couldn't hide his delight at snapping up the former Dally M winner and ex-Catalans Dragons and Salford Red Devils pivot for KR's Super League safety push. Good signing, adds experience into the Habs. Bad signing, he's not what Rovers need. I gave Todd his test debut with Australia in 2010 and everybody knows he's a talented halfback, said Sheens. It's an area where we've been short all year and we've had to use all sorts of people there, which we don't want to have to continue with. Todd's arrival gives us some extra strength and depth and an insurance policy in the pivotal positions, particularly with Chris Atkin's ability to also play at either hooker or full-back. Timeline: Todd Carney signs for Hull KR. Career timeline: aged just 20, Carney cemented himself as a key cog in the Canberra Raiders machine, scoring 12 tries in 18 games. Alongside Adam Mugg, Carney was the Raiders' top try scorer, and was also selected in the Junior Kangaroos squad that year, where he was appointed captain. Earning 3 Man of the Match displays earlier in the season, Carney courted controversy when involved in a high-speed police chase in a Canberra suburb despite being banned from driving. The court placed Carney on a 12-month good behavior order, banned him from driving until 2012, and sentenced him to 200 hours of community service, but the playmaker was kept on at the club. Carney resumed his place in the Canberra lineup and again topped the try-scoring tally in 2007. Clubs including Manly Sea Eagles and Penrith Panthers had battled for Carney's signature, but he signed a new deal at the Raiders until 2010 with the option of a further 2 years. However, off-field behavior continued to hamper Carney's career, and following the Round 19 clash against Sydney Roosters, he was suspended from training and playing whilst an investigation into an off-field matter concluded. Canberra, concerned with his conduct away from the field, issued a 5-point plan for Carney to adhere to, but upon disputing the decision, the Raiders sacked and terminated his $400,000 a season contract. Carney was deregistered by the NRL and would not be able to feature again until the 2010 campaign. After his suspension ended, Carney signed for the Sydney Roosters for the 2010 campaign. Switching to fullback as well as the halves, Carney went on to have a hugely successful year at the Roosters. Carney's career was back on track and he picked up the Dally M award for the NRL's Best Player of the Year. He also received the RLIF International Player of the Year award for 2010. Carney was selected for the Australia Four Nations side, and featured against New Zealand, under Tim Sheens, in his only senior international cap to date. It wasn't long before Carney's off-field indiscretions returned with 2 alcohol-related incidents early in the year. Subjected to a couple of standing downs, Carney eventually returned in the Round 10 clash against Cronulla Sharks. After another incident involving breaking an alcohol ban in August, the Roosters announced they would be releasing Carney from the final year of his contract, after a request from his management. His team were looking at the possibility of a move to Super League, however Cronulla Sharks came calling with a 2-year contract and Carney remained in the NRL. Carney's first year with the Sharks was highly successful and he played a major role in helping Cronulla in the final series, but they eventually lost to Canberra Raiders. Following his superb campaign for his club, Carney was selected for the New South Wales outfit in the State of Origin series. Shortly after, Carney committed to a long-term contract with the Sharks. Following a lewd photo which leaked onto social media, Carney was sacked by Cronulla in June 2014. NRL's chief operating officer, Jim Doyle, said he would be surprised if any club would show interest in signing him considering his checkered history, and even if they did, it was unlikely the NRL would agree to register him. Carney finally made the switch to Super League in 2015 when penning a 2-year deal with Catalan's Dragons. The switch to Salford Red Devils for the 2017 campaign, Carney only remained at the AJ Bell Stadium for 1 year as his time in England was plagued by injury. Carney returned to Australia to sign a deal with Queensland Cup outfit Northern Pride, with a view of earning a return to the NRL. However, no clubs came calling for the halfback, and even a proposed switch to North Sydney Bears to be closer to his ill mother fell through in June, with Pride holding out for compensation which remained unpaid before the transfer deadline. The Mail exclusively reveals that Carney has signed with Hull KR until the end of the season, subject to receiving the necessary paperwork. The combination of players we now have across the spine of the team gives us cover in key positions because we can't afford to be weakened in those areas in any of the crucial games we have coming up. There's still at least 11 rounds left, so there's a lot of footy to be played, and we want to be sure that if we do have an issue with our pivots that we have some depth and experience in there. Todd's played in this competition before, he's used to these systems and he's used to the stadiums and the supporters, so hopefully he can hit the ground running once he arrives. He's got a great kicking game, nice running skills, and he's a very clever player. He plays mainly as a second receiver, but like Danny, McGuire, and Chris, he likes the ball in his hands. He's a standoff by what we call it over here, and he finds a way to win matches. He's just a class player that can come up with a big play at a crucial time. Get the Hull Live app, it's completely free and features all the latest news, sport and what's on information. You can download it for iPhone and iPad from Apple's App Store, or get the Android version from Google Play.